Welcome to the Ancient Way.
I'm James.
Oh,
Just kidding, never.
confusion.
That's identity confusion.
It is.
We're going to have to start this over. This is embarrassing.
Why? We don't have time to start over. We have to. We
Time
just have
is
to keep
running
what
out.
we have.
I like it. Man. Times have been wild, man.
Yeah, usually are. Oh, man.
You know, there's been so many things that I've been thinking about things that we could talk about. Like, so many things. And now that we're here, I don't
Drawing
remember
a
them.
blank. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wow. I know it.
Here's
Well-
actually a couple of things I lied.
Okay.
I was really meditating on this scripture, and I wanted to talk about that like 5 seconds about like how to meditate on scripture
Yeah.
and what that looks like. I heard two people in the same day describe it in two different ways, but it was so, I love the way that both of them did it.
Yeah.
I was just like, yeah, that just complements one another. But I think that, you know, for people who read the Bible all the time, there is this tendency to just kind of like run through it. And, and because you're so familiar with it, you're just like, that scripture. Oh, I love that scripture. But you don't connect to it.
Yep.
You don't dive into it. And what I mean by that is you don't ruminate on it.
Yeah.
You don't sit there and picture it and connect emotionally to it.
Yeah.
And let it kind of suck you in.
Yeah. In all its dimensions. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And just being able to explore other dimensions on it.
Yeah.
And anyways, so this was a scripture that popped out to me that I have been like sitting in. And it was actually because it came to me in a dream. But it was 1 Corinthians 4.
Uh-huh.
And it says, let a man so consider us as servants of Christ and stewards of the mysteries of God. And that second portion of stewards of the mysteries of God, like sucked me in like a whirlwind.
Yeah, I feel that.
Of like right? So everybody's like, oh yeah, what are the mysteries? Like the mystery of God is that he is in us.
Yeah.
The union that we have with him.
Yeah.
The communion that I'm in him and he's in me.
Yeah.
And that our covenant is permanent.
Yeah.
That phrase surrounded me like wildly of like, our covenant is permanent.
Yeah.
It's not irrevocable. Like it can't be revoked.
Yeah.
There's nothing that we can do about it. But going into like, we're stewarding that here on the earth.
Yeah.
We are like cultivating it fully. And it was just like it.
Yeah, it's interesting.
To see that and go into it was just like, all right, you want to share? Let me share a really, really, really strange vision about it.
Yeah.
Well,
Always. It makes me think of something yesterday that happened.
Really?
Yeah, well, Kat and I were asked a question. And the question was, you know, we were talking about the wind and how it relates to the spirit. Like, you know, the way that you see it is through the evidence, through the trees, you know, blowing in the wind and that kind of stuff. And the question was, why? Why is God invisible? Why is the realm of the spirit, why is it invisible? To which it's like, what is the answer to that? But I know that part of it is that it is visible through us. Like what you said earlier.
Yeah.
The stewards of the mysteries of God. We're the evidence of it.
Yeah. That word, steward, actually comes from the Greek word, a dwelling.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Like we're a dwelling.
That's cool.
Of the mysteries of God.
Yeah.
But I won't go into all the strange things that took place in the midst of this, but I was taken into this river, and in this river it was like crystal clear but it was also this beautiful blue-green. It was shimmering and it was bright. I knew it was the tree of life or the river of life.
Yeah.
And all right, we'll get weird. There was a lion with wings that was flying around, and he told me that he loves to usher in the revelation. And I was like, well, what revelation is it? And he said, the beauty that is within you. And I was like, what's within me? And he took me into the river of life, and he said, this is what flows from you. And I realized, this is what flows from everybody, because this is what flows from the Father's throne.
Yep.
And we dove down, and he took me into the depths, and I realized that there was a city of gold in the depths. And he said, this is within the depths of you, but it's within the depths of every human. And I started to be able to see and behold people in the beauty that they actually carry.
Yeah.
And one night, even during intercession, I started weeping. I couldn't hold back tears because of the beauty of each person. That I would look at one person and then the other, and I was just seeing the richness that they carried, the beautiful purpose and destiny, but also their wonderful flavor and how much made in the image of God they are. And it just captivated me how much we don't access his heart.
Yep. I know it.
Not in a negative way.
No,
just
I know it.
To be enveloped into that reality, to be enveloped in the revelation of God in us and God in other people.
I made that an exercise recently of something, a reflection period, a thing that I'm implementing, and I started it last week. I'm gonna sit down and I'm going to intentionally look at people, with that love. Not that I don't do that, but it's kind of fallen by the wayside a little bit. Of just going through that scrapbook in your mind of everybody that you are with and encounter and interact with, and even the people that you don't, but just I'm without a reason. It's just I'm just going to look at that person for who they are, and I'm just going to sit in it.
Yeah.
I'm going to sit in the reality of it, and you can speak into it, but it's just making that a practice.
Yeah. I think that goes, that's the practice of what Paul was talking about in that whole 1 Corinthians 3 and 4.
Yeah.
I've kind of been parking in that because there's been a lot that's opened up for me, and even well, I'll talk about that in a second. But I love this, that he says, if you keep going in 1 Corinthians 4, it says, for I know of nothing against myself, yet I'm not justified by this, but he who judges me is the Lord. And then right before that it says, but with me it is a very small thing that I should be judged by you or by a human court. In fact, I don't even judge myself. And I think the practice of looking at other people and the practice of even looking at God within you is because you take the judgment of yourself off. You're no longer self-criticism or you have no accusation against yourself.
Yeah.
That thing is nailed into the
cross.
cross.
The scripture you said last time, show yourself acquitted. Bring your concerns to him or whatever that is, and it's every time acquitted. Yeah.
Yeah. And don't even judge yourself.
Yeah.
Because the Lord's judgment will come. And the judgment of the Lord is you're off the hook. You're acquitted.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with you.
Right.
Stop trying to find all the things that are wrong with you.
How often does that thought pop up, in people's minds? So frequently, almost constantly. It seems with a lot of people, it's I'm not worthy, I'm not worth it, I'm a failure, I'm falling short, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm a sinner saved by grace.
That too, yeah.
Man, I was actually talking to someone in a consult the other day, and she was like, it's just so great. We get to stand up before, it's like an AA meeting, but we get to stand up before all of our fellow brothers and sisters, and we just say, I am a sinner saved by grace. And I was like, that feels very defeating, to be honest.
Yeah.
I said, why not say that you're a beautiful reflection of your Father's heart that embodies all that he is and get to walk your peace out here on the earth.
Yeah.
Restoring mankind and restoring our brothers and
Yeah.
living in union with our brothers and God.
Yeah.
She was like, oh, that does feel more hopeful. I was like, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. I was
What
like,
a weird costume, the other one, you know? It's just a weird thing to wear.
Mm-hmm. It's a weird thing. It's a limiting thing.
Oh, yeah.
To think.
Well, it's a shameful. I just like, how do you, I don't know.
Yeah, man. It's just bizarre.
It is bizarre.
But it's cool to see the Lord constantly drawing us into more, constantly drawing us into his heart.
Yeah.
And to see his heart in me.
I know it.
Like, we should be beholding his heart that's already within us.
Yeah.
And that's not self.
It's just here. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I always thought like, oh, that's just me like exalting myself. And that's really me like pushing self-promotion. But it's like, man.
No. That could be a trap too.
Yeah. Behold the beauty of God within you.
Yeah. Well, when you do that, when you see it in other people too, like you start to act like him. That's one trail that I've been taking notes on is like, just like him, we do things that don't make sense to people.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, somebody that shot you or, you know, you give them a present. It's just like the most random things. I'm going to read off my notes. I'll kind of butcher it. But, yeah, just we act in ways that don't make sense. We believe in people for no reason whatsoever. Offer somebody a job based on like nothing. Like there's all these just random things.
Yeah.
That if you can imagine being the recipient of these things, of like, that would never happen. You know, let's just say that some agent calls me and is like, hey, I want to support you. Here's $100,000. And I'd be like, what? This is a miracle. This makes no sense. There are things that we have and resources and tools. And I mean, even something as simple as like, hey, I believe in you. Like, I feel like you've got something going for you. And you got it. I don't know. There's just things that we can do that change the grid completely. There's stuff at our disposal. This is right here. That was another note that with each thought and choice that we make that, you know, that comes from him, we push the needle in heaven's favor and all it takes is one brick to bring the whole house down. You just never know.
You know, one of the things that makes me think is like, I instantly go, well, why would you do that? Yeah. Why are you looking to release heaven? You know?
Right. Yeah. What's in it for you?
Yeah.
That kind of thing. Yeah.
My thought on that was like, I think people are searching for that because they're searching for peace and joy.
Yeah.
They're searching for what is that, like they're trying to experience a feeling.
Yeah.
And that's like the opportunity that we get to be for people. Like we can pull the plug on anything so that people can finally experience the peace and the joy that is heaven.
Yeah.
You know, it so silly, but like this, the Lord snapped this lie off of me. He said, hey, you know, I'm happy, right? And it just like resonated on me. I was like, oh no, you're like eternally happy.
Yeah.
You're not like
unconditionally happy.
Yeah. You're not just sometimes happy and then sometimes like, oh God, Marlia, will you just get your together?
Yeah.
Like for the love of God.
Yeah.
You know, like he's never that way.
I know it. Yeah.
Like, anyways, but it's like that's the opportunity we have to release what we have to release on the earth.
Yeah.
And it's the mysticism and all those like cool things, but even that is like it pales in comparison to peace and joy.
Yeah. I know it. Yeah.
Because that's the foundation of all things.
Yeah, it's cool.
But that's all what everybody's searching for anyways, is a feeling.
Yeah.
You know? I realize like if you zoom back and you look at in third person, look at every issue you have going on in your life. You're looking for one of those two things.
Yeah.
You're looking to be happy.
Yeah.
Or you're looking for a little peace.
Yeah. It's true. I think that's the weird random things. I think that's an exercise that people could do. And one example that pops into my head, it's like, you know, having that impression of like, oh, I need to stop at Lowe's. There's a lady in there that needs to be told this, or like, I feel like I'm supposed to stop there. I don't know why. Following those little things.
Mm-hmm.
Like you with the haircut, the hair salon.
Yeah.
That one. Even though that was a fully fledged word and things like that, I think sometimes we get impressions, of like, hey, there's that penny on the ground. Pick that up. Or just like little things follow those weird, like, things that don't make sense. Like, make a practice of it. Because they might be, it might be a breadcrumb trail, burning bush situation.
But it could also be for someone else.
Oh, definitely.
I thought about that. You remember the Connect 4 that you had?
Yeah.
And you found that Connect 4
I took a picture of it, yeah.
Yeah. I literally laughed. I was like, James picked up the token, but that was my word.
Yeah.
Like, because that was a word for me.
Yeah.
And I knew it.
It's just following those weird little quirks. It's like, it might be heaven. It might be a heavenly token, or it might be, you just never know.
Yeah. But searching it out.
Yeah.
I liked this. There's in 1 Corinthians 3, I guess I'm just circling back to scripture because I've been sitting in it.
I got one too, but you go. Sorry.
No, you're good. It says, I love that Paul calls himself, in 3:10, he calls himself a wise master builder.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
I love that. He was like, as a wise master builder, I have laid the foundation and another builds on it. But each one take heed how he builds on it. For no other foundation can anyone lay other than Jesus Christ. For now, if anyone builds on this foundation with gold, silver, precious stone, wood, hay, and straw, each one's work will become clear. For the day will declare it, because it will be revealed by fire.
Yeah.
And the fire will test each one's work of what sort it is. And if anyone's work, which he has built on it, endures, he will receive a reward.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's cool.
But if anyone's work is burned, he will suffer loss, but he himself will be saved.
Yeah.
Yet as so through the fire.
The fire.
I know. That's just random. That was a random scripture, but I freaking have loved that one.
Yeah, it's good.
Because it's like you can look at the fruit of your life.
Yeah.
And if there's anything that you connected to that was maybe in your own flesh, it's probably being removed.
Yep.
And that's okay. That's okay, because you yourself is still going to be saved.
Right.
Like,
you're
still in the pocket.
Yeah.
I don't know. I got really excited when I read that because I was like, oh, then burn it up, dude.
Yeah.
Like, let's see what is true. Like, let's see what remains.
Yeah.
Because I'll keep building on what remains.
Right. Yeah.
As a wise master builder.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because wisdom builds the house.
Yeah, it's true. It's a relief too. Some of that stuff gets taken away, and it's like a realization of like, oh, that wasn't me, because it felt like me,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I just think about all that, all the things that you've been walking through, and your little trip to, was it hospitality?
Oh yeah. It wasn't. Okay, here's what was funny about that. Hospitality was full. And I'm like, these people are just here for coffee. I didn't know where to go. I've never been to the ER before.
Yeah.
Ever. So we went to this other one. It was weird. Yeah. Yep. I had a health instance. I guess that's what you'd call it.
Yeah.
Everything caught up to me, and it got to the point where I don't ever like stress or pressure or that kind of stuff. I don't ever like really feed it. I just like kind of power through. Like, I got this, but I guess it physically caught up. Totally felt demonic, the whole thing. But
felt like the fire. Something's getting burned out.
Oh yeah. Yeah, sure.
I'm just kidding.
No, yeah, that too. But I had a dream about it the night before, where I got jumped, but yeah, my brain kind of just stopped. It got to this point where there were things from all these different directions, and I was like mentally in my brain, I was like, I can't like think. I can't make a decision. And the only thing I knew how to do was like, I just need to go lay down. So I went and laid down. And then when I stood up to go to the bathroom, the room flipped upside down. I just fell over, which was weird. I'm used to having my bodily functions in control. My wits about, yeah. And that just proceeded to happen all through the night. And so one thing that I would die before I go to the hospital.
Yeah, you would.
But the thought came in of like, for everyone else's sake, because I would die before it. If I died, everybody would be like, all he had to do was go to the hospital and he wouldn't be dead right now. I was like, for everybody else, I'll sacrifice my pride, whatever that is, the weird religious.
That's a fire.
Whatever it is.
I'm kidding.
It's like, I'll go. So I went. And, they did the blood work and x-rays and all this stuff, which I haven't had ever, or at least in a very long time. Now, I was healthy, perfectly healthy. It was just a stress overload-induced vertigo episode.
Wow.
Very strange. I felt really weird,
Mm-hmm.
But it forced me to slow down and think, and I had dreams about it. I had dreams about my life, like everything that I'm involved in, and some of the stuff, like I'm cutting today, it was cut stuff out day.
Yeah.
Today's my first day back, and so I made a little checklist on my phone of like, I'm going to cut this out, I'm going to resign from this and this and this, and I'm going to make a schedule. I'm not an organized person at all. I'll just fly around like a butterfly.
Yeah.
But I made a schedule. Kind of felt good,
Mm-hmm.
Anyways.
It does tame the chaos, that's for sure.
It does, yeah. Give me more room to think and to be myself and to be able to function properly and fully. And I've started, like Kyla, I'm starting to have lunch with her every Friday.
I love that.
It's another good thing.
Carve that out.
Carve that out, the lunch?
Yeah, no, like I think
carve
it's
out the time
about,
for it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great. Yeah. We just cut up and stuff the whole time. It's fun.
That is cool. But yeah, I think that's such a practical application of like letting the fire burn.
Yeah.
And
this is something it made me think of, and it's something I've been able to tell other people the past several weeks, even before this happened. It's like even, letting go of certain positions and, things like that. It's like, that's not you. You're that.
Totally.
You're that regardless of a title, regardless of a group or whatever.
Totally.
And I've been able to tell that to people who have been offered positions like recently, like, hey man, you are that regardless if you get it, if you accept it or not. It's that if you're gold, you're gold, everything else will burn away.
Oh yeah.
So you don't have to have that to be that, what you already are, that trick.
I think that's a big thing that I feel like that's really been a massive key that for me, I don't give a flip what you call me.
Good, yeah.
Title, position.
Sure.
Even responsibilities. It's like gross. James's coffee in the bottom is like nothing but grounds.
And I just ate it.
Yeah.
He's
chewing
drink
his coffee. Don't worry about it.
Okay, sorry.
No, I was just going to say, but the position or titles or whatever, like all of those mean nothing, actually.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
It's are you functioning as you were created to?
Yep.
It's the function aspect has nothing to do with even. I think when you really are moving into the things that you were created for, the doors just open.
Yeah, it opens around you.
Yeah, and you don't actually have to push or even tell people who you are or what you do or
prove yourself. Nothing.
Yeah,
just function. It's free.
Yeah, like I had to tell somebody. Everybody kept asking me. They're like, "Oh, what do you do? What do you do? What do you do?" And I was like, "I own a couple of businesses."
Yeah,
that was it. I didn't say anything else. I didn't.
Yep.
There was
I talked
need.
to a guy today. I'm gonna sum it up real quick, but he said, we were talking about that, and he said, yeah, people always ask who you are, and once you tell them, it's like, okay, they're in that box.
Totally.
Now I'm gonna talk to that through that lens of that box.
Yep.
But he was telling me, like, you watch, these murder mystery shows, and you have like CEOs, presidents, people like that. It's like, what do you do? I run this multi-million-dollar company. What do you do? I invented this. But then, like, instead of asking, like, who are you? Because that person just killed somebody. Or that person burned their house down.
Yeah.
It's like, why are we so focused on what do you do? Why is that always the go-to?
Yeah. Who are you?
So who are you? Yeah. fun conversation.
Dude, if you get into who are you?
Yeah.
Oh, that was a thing too. Real quick.
Yeah.
I was listening to Mike Parsons and he was diving into some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But to sit with the Lord in that question.
Yeah.
And ask the Father, who am I?
Yeah. Let him tell you.
Let him tell you, who am I?
Yeah.
And then is there any, like, I loved he said this, are you trying to get your needs met from anything else than from the Father?
Yep.
And so even asking the Lord, like, is there any place within me
That's good.
that I haven't received acceptance or love from you that I've been looking towards other people or towards other things to fulfill that?
Yeah.
And I was like, man, that's like the best exercise in the world.
I'll be doing that today. Yeah.
Yeah, those two things are just like, to me, they were paramount.
Yeah.
But anyways, that was short, sweet, to the point.
Short, yeah.
All right, guys. See you next
Thanks for
time.
listening. If you enjoyed this episode of the Ancient Way podcast, drop us a like, share with your friends, share with your family. And if you would like to support us and what we are doing, and you would like to play a direct role in our growth and things that we do in the future,
we have a donation spot at the bottom of our show notes. So you can click on that, give however much you want. We appreciate absolutely everything. We appreciate our listeners. And everybody that's already come alongside and encouraged us, and even everybody that's been on our show. So thanks, guys.